Hi everyone. As promised, I'm going to try and make videos either daily, a couple times a week, or once a week. I'm not really sure, but I am going to consistently do them. Um, what I'm sharing is basically my autobiography, is what I'm trying to write. It's not finished, it's first draft, and it's not even done. And then I have about 55,000 words down. The other part, I have about 11,000 words down. That's what I'm going to begin to speak with today. And that is about um, my time in the hospital. I had 3 open heart surgeries within one stay in the hospital. And I just want to tell you a little bit about my experience because it includes parallel universes and everything I once believed I don't believe anymore, and it changed the way I think altogether. Um, just very different stuff, and I find it interesting, and I hope you do too. So let's just get into it. Oh, where to begin? I've experienced so many different things in my life. There's so many things that I'd love to begin to open up about, but frankly, I'm not sure how to do that. I believe for the purpose of this piece of work, I'd like to discuss some traumatic moments I've experienced all while in the hospital after having 3 open heart surgeries in one stay, as I stated earlier. I'm only 36 years of age. Well, it was at the time that I wrote this. I'm 39 now, but I have lived through quite a bit. I will eventually try and write an autobiography, as I stated before, but for now, I'd like to stick to more recent experiences. You see, I suffered my first heart attack when I was just 33 years old. It wasn't as scary as it sounds. I left my home to head to the gym. It was my normal routine. Leave home, go to the gym, go to work. So after the gym, I went to work. I had an excellent workout that day. It was a leg day, which I admittedly effing hate leg day, uh, which a lot of people do, unless when you're one of those guys who just has abnormally strong legs, and then you love leg day. But for the most of us normal folk, we fucking hate it. But I recall feeling on top of my game that day. I started off with my typical warm up of 20 minutes of a 4 mile per hour speed at a 4.5 incline on the treadmill. I'm I'm at I am 6 feet tall and at the time weighed about 230 pounds. So that was enough to loosen me up and get a little sweat going. I began with squats, then rear facing hack squats, followed by leg press, leg extensions, leg curls, and then with supersetting donkey calf raises and seated calf raises. Uh, I hustled through the workout, knocking everything out in a little over an hour. At that time, I hopped into the shower at the gym and started on my 20-minute commute to work. That was kind of like my solace, my happy time. Was after the workout, endorphins flowing. You feel great. You're going into work, which isn't always the funnest thing, but that drive was always something special to me. It really felt it brought me happiness, and I felt grateful for that time. Um, So I was employed at an extended juvenile type detention center. It wasn't really a detention center. It was more of a mix between a rehab and a detention center. The youth ranged from 12 years old to 18 years old, and the academy was in Fairmont, West Virginia. They would be there. They would be sent there for a minimum of 6 months, and depending on how they did in the program, some would stay as long as 2 years. There were two staff for a maximum of 12 children, but if you had only 6 youth, um, there only needed to be one staff member. I was a teacher slash counselor for a group by the name of the Titans. I'll tell you, I love those little shits. I loved them with all my heart. I still talk to a lot of them. I'll tell you, that's funny because I just said that off the cuff and that's exactly what I wrote. I love those little shits. I still keep in touch with many of them to this day. I was a troubled youth who spent some time in juvie and house arrest, so I totally could relate to how they were feeling, and I sincerely gave those kids as much of myself as I possibly could. I absolutely loved all of them, no matter how bad they could be. That day, I was covering for a group that went by the name of the Knights. My normal group was the Titans, if you recall. This was only a 6-man group, so I was the only staff on duty. I felt totally fine all day long. As I mentioned, I went to the gym and then drove down from Morgantown, West Virginia to Fairmont, West Virginia, which is about a 20-minute drive. I got a solid handoff from the morning staff and then was on my own with my 6 guys. Now this is where shit started to go downhill. After about 1 hour into my shift, I began to feel ill. I was insanely zapped of all my energy and started to pour sweat. Uh, I used to sweat like a pig all the time, work out. I would shower after I worked out. I used to sweat constantly, so that wasn't alarming to me. But me being completely drained of all my energy at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that didn't make any sense. I didn't understand it. I didn't know what the hell was going on, but I knew I felt like garbage. We had to escort the kids to the bathroom, in their rooms, to chow, to recreation time, to absolutely everything they did. You could never let any one of these children out of sight for any amount of time, or that was your ass. That was your job. Kids ran all the time. Kids got in trouble, got in fights. There's a lot of things that happened. So, it was just about being there for them and keeping the kids as safe as possible. Um, you can never ever let any of these kids out of your sight for any reason. If you're the only staff for any reason, and one of those kids just had to take a piss, it's only boys with boys and girls with girls. So, if there's one boy that needed to take a piss, all 6 of the boys need to go into the bathroom, file in a single file line into the bathroom, take a piss, and then go back to the main rec room. They had to do it at the same time. It was a pain for them. It was a pain for us. It was much more of a pain for them, without a doubt. I'm gonna end that one right here. It's 10 minutes, and I think we're gonna start in 10-minute increments. So please keep listening. I promise the story gets really interesting. Thank you.